Welcome back to Writer's Workshop. Today we are on session 3, and session 3 is all about research. Now, you hopefully have your completed planning in front of you, and you've got your own research that you did last session where you learned about C.S. Lewis. Hold on to that for a second, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But first, we should probably check in and see how my friend Calvin is doing with his research. He says here, I think we've got enough information now, don't you? And Hobbes, being honest with you, says, well, all we have is one fact that you made up. That's plenty. By the time we add an introduction, a few illustrations, and a conclusion, it'll look like a graduate thesis. Besides, I've got the secret weapon that will guarantee me a good grade. No teacher can resist this. Hobbes asks, what is it? A clear plastic binder. Pretty professional looking, eh? I don't want co-author credit on this, okay? Calvin has learned the secret that I will reveal to you further on in, I think, session 7, and that's about the presentation. It's all about the clear plastic binder. That's not true. But Calvin has come short, he's kind of fallen short of most teachers' expectations when it comes to research. Hopefully, as we talk through research with you, as we review your research, we will help you to avoid what Calvin's going to encounter with his teacher and the mark he's going to get from her. When it comes to research, hopefully what you've done is you've generated a list. Remember, last week you were supposed to research and find out who C.S. Lewis is. And so hopefully you've got lots and lots of stuff written down about who you've learned or what you've learned about C.S. Lewis. Just as an aside, I hope that you have grown in admiration for who C.S. Lewis is. I just think he's brilliant. And I don't know maybe which path you went down to learn about him. Maybe you learned about his fiction writing. And maybe you already knew about him from his authorship of the Narnia Chronicles. Or maybe you've read some of his really interesting stuff that is more theological or philosophical. Either way, you will have written down stuff about who he is as a person and perhaps some of the things he has done. When it comes to research, I'm going to ask you this question about your research. Where did you find the information that you found? Where was it? Where did you go looking for it? And my first question is, what was the first thing you did to learn about C.S. Lewis? Let's talk about what some of your options are. Maybe you've heard the name C.S. Lewis before. Maybe you know that your mom or your dad or somebody in your house has read something by C.S. Lewis, and maybe you went to them and you just asked your mom or your dad or somebody in your house, who is C.S. Lewis? And then you started to write down some notes. Now, we're going to come back to the reliability of your resources in just a moment. But maybe you don't trust your mom or your dad, or maybe you just, they weren't around. And so maybe you did what a lot of people do, and you went straight to Google. And you put into the search bar C.S. Lewis. And we're going to talk a little bit about internet research in just a moment. But maybe that's what you did. And you would have gotten a whole list of different resources that teach you about C.S. Lewis. And maybe you clicked on the first one, and then you clicked on the second one, and you started to see some things repeated in them. But maybe you retrieved your information from the internet. Or the third possibility, the third realistic possibility is that maybe you either had some books by C.S. Lewis or some books or articles about C.S. Lewis that you could go to your library and retrieve, or they might have been lying around the house and you could have learned some more that way. So you can do research by asking people, you can do research by using the internet, and you can do research by reading about a person in actual hardcover book or softcover book or article. Another probably less realistic way to learn about C.S. Lewis, actually in the case of C.S. Lewis it's very unrealistic because he is now passed, but if you want to learn about somebody and research somebody, one thing you could do is you could actually talk to the person themselves. Obviously, again, you can't talk to C.S. Lewis, so that's why I didn't have that on the list. So of the 3 ways to do research, which way do you think is the most reliable? Okay? Now, many of you really trust your parent, and whatever they say, you believe. And so you might think of your parent as very reliable. All right, my parents, I love them, and they're very smart. But if I asked them about C.S. Lewis, I would probably also want to check another resource to make sure that what they know is true. When it comes to books, I think books are incredibly valuable for research. When I was growing up, in fact, when I was in university, we didn't have the internet. Can you believe it? There's literally no internet when I was in university. And so when we needed to learn about somebody, we would go to the library. There was this really cool furniture. It was full of drawers, and in each drawer were these cards. And I would literally have to look up C.S. Lewis on the card, and it would show me the different books that would be available. Or there was this other thing, it was almost like a spy tool. It was like this clear plastic sheet that you would put into a machine, and that magnified it so that you could read. It's called a microfiche. And at least that's what it's called. I don't know if that's the French word or the English word for it, but you could actually see, it would magnify it, and you could see sometimes full articles about C.S. Lewis and whatnot. So those are very reliable. If something has been published as a book, you have a greater certainty of knowing that it is reliable. And then we get to the internet. Now, I'm just going to be real honest with you. If I were going through university, in fact, I did another program later where I could research things online, it is 100 billion times easier. And easier can be a good thing. But here's the problem with internet research. In fact, I'm going to give you 2 problems, 2 things I want you to be aware of. First thing is it can be dangerous. Sometimes you can go looking for something that you think is fine and safe, and it can take you to places that you really don't want to be. And so I would always say, if you are doing research on the internet, have a parent around. Okay? Have them, even best case situation is right by you or in the room so they can help you with making, and you're going to get better at revising and refining the way you research. But be careful with that. The second thing that is really important to know is that my dog could probably publish something on the internet. It's really easy to put something on the internet, and you don't have to be an expert to have it published on the internet. So the important thing to know about this is not everything that is on the internet is true. That's a really important thing to know. And what you're going to learn over time is there are some resources on the internet which are more reliable than others. Let me give you a really big example. This is something you are going to want to remember. Wikipedia is something that is available on the internet, has a lot of information, but the people who put that information into Wikipedia are not necessarily experts. They don't necessarily know. In fact, you could contribute to Wikipedia. Your knowledge could go on to Wikipedia and be there for other people to use as research. And so you're probably not an expert on C.S. Lewis. And so Wikipedia isn't the most reliable. And here's the thing to remember. When a teacher sees that you are researching using Wikipedia, they kind of do this. They don't like Wikipedia as much as other resources. So the quality of the resource is very important. And it's something that is probably a longer topic than what I have time for now. And it's something you're going to learn over the years, is try to figure out who the author is of that internet page or that internet site. If it's a university, that's usually a good sign. If it's a company that you know really well, sometimes Science World will publish things. They're generally pretty careful about what they publish. You're going to learn about the quality of the resources. So, this is all to say, let me sum up everything I've been saying, to say make sure that when you research, you are using resources that are trustworthy. This is where a parent or your teacher is a really good helper to help you know which ones are trustworthy and which ones are not. Then, as a part of your research, and this is very, very important, every bit of knowledge that you get is going to make your essay stronger and stronger and stronger. Research is like food that builds muscles in your essay. It makes it stronger. But what you need to remember is these are not your ideas. When it's a research paper, it's not supposed to be your ideas. These are other people's ideas, so you have to give credit for those ideas. Now that's a longer conversation. We'll talk a little bit more about this in my online class. But when you use somebody's information, make sure you make notes of where you got that information, and then we'll teach you how to do citations and footnotes so that you can give credit to the author. Let me finish by saying this. When you use other people's words, that's good. When you use other people's words but pretend like they're your own words or your own ideas, that's cheating. Okay? That's actually illegal. You're not supposed to do that. That's stealing ideas from somebody else. So we want to learn from other people, but we want to give credit for what they've done. Okay, that brings us to the end of this session. And so, I've got another assignment for you. Today, this is what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to write one paragraph about who C.S. Lewis is. And write it so that you can tell me who he is. Does that make sense? Okay. That's all we had today for session 3 about research. I know that was a lot. Again, anytime you hear stuff and if it's confusing, ask your teacher. Just like we taught you, make sure you understand what's going on. Don't let stuff just kind of float by. So feel free to ask me, and I look forward to seeing you next session.